All right, so this is a video showing another update to my operating system for 8088 and 8086 based PCs. As a reminder, I use AI here a lot, so if you're not into AI, feel free to drop now. But if you really enjoy seeing what's possible now, so that we don't have to, so that we can rebuild things that never existed, much faster than we could ever do it, then keep on watching. But in this video, what I ended up doing was I had a bug um, in the task manager, and I asked Opus to figure out why the non-kernel applications, in this case Minesweeper and the Hello package, do not show up in the task manager when they're running, and then update the task manager code to show their memory usage and CPU usage. If you can show memory usage per instance in the list, please do. So it did some diagnosis, and it eventually found out that some bugs and made the updates. I haven't run it yet, so we're gonna do that together, as you can see there. And here's what it did. Why they didn't show up. The task manager's list was a scheduler task table view, mass tasks rows, indexed by task slot. Okay. Mines and hello are loaded packages, and kernel loader sets I task FF because packages cannot spawn tasks. Okay. Their code runs entirely inside these callbacks on the UI task. No task slot, no row ever. The same was true of every task list built in, about, notepad, disk. Their RAM was folded into the aggregate RAM, blah, 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 whatever that means. I'm sure I can ask it and it could tell me, but I'm not going to bother. What changed? Per instance CPU accounting. A new D word in the instance record, okay, plus task cycles, task debit, the three callback dispatch sites, bracket the near call and build it into the Windows instance. Okay. Task debit moves. Okay, so this is gonna. I hope this doesn't slow things down. The list is now an instance list. Row 0 system, the kernel's own share, then one row per inst tab slot. Stable. The Windows grew. Okay, it grew for the extra rows, and the table, blah, blah, blah. Okay. So verified in QEMU, mines, okay, RAM line 40K, mine CPU under low 70% during repeated full repaints, one real bug surfaced. All right, so now let's give it a try, okay? I'm gonna run the XT machine. And as a reminder, this is an 8088 running at 4.77 megahertz with a VGA video card and 256 kilobytes of RAM. All right, it's loading. And we have a desktop. And I'm noticing that it's taking longer and longer to load as I keep on adding stuff. So hopefully we won't get into like Windows Vista load times here, but we'll see. Um, all right, so we got Notepad, clock, bounce. Let me load the bounce. Okay, and then let me load the task manager. Okay, so now what's new here? We have we have memory for the system 38K. I guess the memory for the bounce is so it's folded into that. Now what happens if when I load the disk? Let me move this over here. All right, so all right, that's running. Oh, look, Minesweeper, 2 kilobytes. Minesweeper over here is loaded and it takes 2 kilobytes. And you can see the CPU usage of Minesweeper as I sweep. What happens if I load the hello one? That one's not gonna run. That's gonna be 100 and not even, I guess it runs up to 1 kilobyte, but it's 171 bytes. All right, these are pretty small programs actually for what they do. So 2 kilobytes of assembly, and the system is 38 kilobytes. So we still have plenty of room on a 256K um, system here to build some cool software. What happens? How about Notepad? Notepad, all of this stuff I think it doesn't show any RAM because it's part of the 38 kilobytes. Nice. All right. It's funny how the bounce say is sleeping, but it's still running over here with CPU 7% CPU. All right. Well, that's it for this video. I just wanted to show you that now we have package level memory and CPU usage in the task manager, which is going to be useful as we build larger and larger programs. And add color, and I plan to add maybe even fat support so I can read DOS disks. That might be interesting. And maybe a terminal. I'm not sure what's required to run DOS programs but I'll see if that's even possible using this as in a kind of like a, an emulator of sorts. So we'll see how far we get with this, but for now I'm just going to keep on building out some of these core features.